14th all-time meeting. Maryland's won 3 of the last 4. Maryland won the toss and deferred, so Indiana's going to get the football first. Philip Noyes to kick off. Roman Emby back to receive, and from the 4-yard line it'll be Hemby. And Hemby had a little bit of crease, and then he got decked at about the 29-yard line. And here comes the Hoosiers offense, and that means Fernando Mendoza. Sensational numbers, 73% completion, 24 touchdown passes, leads the country. We'll have more on him from Jenny here in a second.
Yeah, middle linebacker Colton Smith put a hit on him, didn't he, on that kickoff?
Did he ever? There's the numbers for Mendoza against UCLA last time out. Hemby behind him and now flanks him to the left. Mendoza to throw on first down. Fires far side. Complete. Going to be a short gain. From the 33. Hemby bounces off, got a couple of yards. It'll bring up third down. Four-man rush. Mendoza fires near side. It's intercepted. Picked off by Glasker. Down the sideline. What a play for the Maryland defense. That's their 15th interception of the season. DeJuan Williams, the tailback. And he'll get the call. And got only a yard. Now it's Nolan Ray, the tailback. Washington to the air. Got it down around the 6. And got it to Octavian Smith. Third down conversions have not been good for Maryland either, but they've got a golden opportunity here from the 6-yard line. Washington moves to his left, in a lot of trouble. And incomplete, probably a good thing it was incomplete, intended for Dorian Fleming. Incomplete, and they'll bring up a field goal try.
Yeah, you could see it right there. The first down run, they wanted to run the ball inside the 20 today, did not gain much. Now third down play, look, there's really nowhere to go with the ball. Everybody's blanketed. Trying to throw on the run isn't going to work, and the pursuit by that pass rush, enough for him to try to dump it off. A win for this IU defense.
No doubt. Brings out Sean O'Hare.
And more of the same for the Maryland red zone offense.
This will be a 24-yard field goal attempt by Sean O'Hare. He's only missed 2 kicks ever over his 2-year career, both field goals and extra points. And this one's up and true as well. It'll be Emby from the 10-yard line. Roman got to the 25. That's it. That's where Indiana will go to work for the second time. And here he comes, and they put a lick on him after a 2-yard gain that time, too. Mendoza in trouble. Doesn't get sacked much, but he did there. They're opportunistic, man.
They sure are.
Third down at 16. Here comes a blitz. Whoa. And right over Hemby. Just gets bulldozed by David Wingate and Lavian Scruggs.
And a penalty.
And Mitch McCarthy's already standing in his own end zone.
False start. Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Farouk waiting on the punt. And that one's going to roll dead around the 45-yard line. As Gary said, perfect field position for their second offensive set. First down, second series offensively, and that one skips off the hands of the intended receiver, DeJuan Williams. Incomplete. And This has been a problem all year long, running the ball. They get a couple out of that. They'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Washington waits, fires off his back foot, had a guy open and missed him. Incomplete. It was Octavian Smith again. Bryce McPherson, the punter, and Jonathan Brady waits on the other end. Lets it go and goes out. Let's see, at about the 7-yard line.
So it's been a horrible start for IU in this football game, basically half the first quarter almost, but just a 3-0 game. They have survived it.
And here's probably their best play of the day so far. They fake it to Kalon Black, throw out on the flat, and not going to get the first down. Omar Cooper, and it's going to bring up 3rd down again, 3rd and a couple. 3 receivers to Mendoza's right. They'll keep it on the ground, and they get the first down. And extra yardage as Kalon Black keeps driving the legs. First down. They'll keep running, and it's Black again. He's running tough for about 7 more yards before Daniel Wingate brings him down. Himby comes back in at the tailback spot, and now it's Roman. And Roman's got a first down, dragging his would-be tackler Cam Rice with him.
I'll tell you, Pat Coogan, again, we saw some great Iowa offensive center play, but watch Coogan again, help left. Remember, that's a new guy to his left over there playing guard, helps, and then fills again on the middle linebacker.
That's a veteran move.
Isn't that a good one?
That's a good one.
He knows he's got a new guy over there. Mahalski has not played a lot of snaps this year. Only 36 in the last 7 games, but he's starting today.
Now after those runs, a 3 wide out offense on a first down. And they will keep running it. Himby, 2 or 3. Second down and 8 from just inside the 41. And that one batted in the air, incomplete. Ian Thomas or Cam Rice, somebody got a paw on that.
It was Ian Thomas, number 98, that got it.
The last time they were sacked and lost yardage on 3rd down in their previous offensive possession. Mendoza fires down the middle, completes it. And on the run for a first down is Omar Cooper.
You picked the word perfectly. He fired that.
And now it's Mendoza on the keeper. And Fernando's got a big gain down inside the 20. A little bit of tempo now for Indiana's offense. Quick throw out in the flat. And it's Cooper again. Cooper, a little hesitation, a stiff arm, and he might have a first down. Good looking run after catch by Omar Cooper.
Did Charlie Baker get away with a little hold on this one? I thought he grabbed the defender. Let's see what happens to him right here at the left side of the screen. Watch him. Yeah, he kind of pulls him down on the play. Becker, excuse me. Thank you. Got the Charlie part of it right.
At the 9-yard line, it is 1st and goal. Red zone is a good spot for Indiana's offense this year. Kalon Black got to about the 7. Carlton Smith made the tackle. Trying to take the lead here in the first quarter. And that one's not going to gain anything. Nice job by the Maryland defense, and Thomas again from the interior made first hit on Kalon Black.
Yeah, I wonder if Mike Shanahan looks at that one and says, I wonder if my quarterback could have kept that one. I thought he had the zone read.
Mendoza, quarterback draw. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Indiana. And Coogan was the lead man. He didn't have to touch anybody.
I think Mike Shanahan might have seen what I saw, that the quarterback should have kept it last time. He went with a quarterback run on that one.
Player.
Goes in motion, middle linebacker leaves the box. He knew it before the ball was snapped.
What a drive by Indiana. Khalil Benson is the guy shaking up the right tackle, and he's going to hop his way to the sideline.
And remember, coming into this game, not one offensive lineman for IU had missed one start. Now they could be down 2 of them. Right here, right tackle.
Well, it was just a drop step, and he just kind of came up lame on his own. Radicic in for the point after. Up and good.
What a drive.
What a drive it was. 93 yards in 13 plays. Iverson Howard waiting on Quinn Warren's kick. And a yard and a half deep. He'll take a knee, and we'll bring it out to the 25-yard line.
Got the field position, do not have a first down. 8 yards.
DeJuan Williams, the tailback in the pistol behind Washington. Going to be a quick throw, wide receiver screen. Got a couple of blocks. And down the sideline, best play of the day. And it's Farouk with about a 20-yard gain. 3 wide out grouping for Washington. Blitz coming off the corner. Sidearm throw down the sideline, incomplete. It was intended for Punch Knotts. A spin move and only about a yard gain as Amari Farrell made the stop. Empty backfield. 5 receiver group. And Washington looking left the whole way. And fires complete.
Wow.
And he's got Caleb Webb.
Wow, that was about a 35-yard throw on that play.
25-yard pickup to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, and now Washington under center. And whistles blow this one dead. And a flag. Is that our first flag of the day?
Prior to the ball being snapped.
Second one, I guess.
Start. Offense number 82. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Washington throws, and he's intercepted. Picked off by Caden Turner.
I'll tell you, Mikhail Kamara, number 6, or Stephen Daly, number 8. I cannot tell which one put the pressure inside on the throw to force the throw. He did not see the defender at all coming out of it and makes the play. What an oven by Turner. It was Kamara. Has not had a big year like last year with the pass rush, but on that one, he forced the turnover, his pass rush.
That's the 12th interception of the year for the Indiana defense. And Caden Turner with a big one there as Maryland had a drive going, as Coach Signetti was talking about. We got to come up with something on defense. Well, number 14 just did.
That's pretty good something.
Yep. So they take over at the 22-yard line. Caden Black. And he's still driving. Got it out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Black got to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and a couple. Mendoza, quarterback draw all the way, and another gain before he gets down. It's 1st down, Indiana. So from the 37-yard line, Mendoza in the shotgun. Looking left, going in the seams. Got a big gainer here, and it's Charlie Becker. Becker stumbles a little bit, then comes back, and he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. They've got it at the 11-yard line, and now it's Himby. And Roman Himby goes for 3 or 4. Indiana knocking on the door again at the 7-yard line. Roman Himby going wide, got a blocker in front, puts his head down and drives inside the 2-yard line. On 3rd down and a couple feet. He gets the call, and he's trying to get to the first down. He's definitely not going to get to the end zone. And I don't think he got to the first down marker either.
It was stood up right at the line of scrimmage right away. Watch this play get stood up right at the start of it. Inside, then they try to pull him in on the play, but they don't. And IU's going to go field goal.
Wow. That surprises me a little bit. And I can tell by the inflection in your voice, it surprises you a little bit.
Well, I called it 4-down territory, so guess not. He wants the points.
Nico Radicic from 20 yards out gives Indiana a 7-point lead. And just a 7-point difference here. Quinn Warren to kick off, and Maryland will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going this time. Nolan Ray is the tailback, and Malik is under center. And they'll give it to Ray. And there's non-existent for you. So that big interception, but hurt on the play. Here's the throw and catch. And it's Caleb Webb again. Now a 2 tight end set on a first down. And Malik Washington looking to air one out. Going deep. Man out there, and it's intercepted.
Man.
Picked off by Lewis Moore. His 5th interception of the year.
Hey, you talk about ball skills by a safety. Watch him track it and time it. It's a perfectly thrown ball. That is what you dream about for safety.
He looked like the wide receiver on that one.
Sure did.
We'll have to check in with Matlock. From the 16, Hemby for about 4. At their own 20. And the quick throw to the outside is complete, but only about stretching it out.
Yeah, he did.
4-yard gain is E.J. Williams. And it's Hemby, and he's got the first down. Needed 2, and he got 3. First down to the 27. Mendoza, play action. Throws, and a perfect throw, and he just flat dropped it, Omar Cooper. Second down at 10. Pistol set with Kaline Black. The tailback will get the call off the left side. Kaline's got something working, and he bounces off a would-be tackler and picks up 10 more after that hit.
I'll tell you what, Omar Cooper makes up for himself, gets a great block to the outside of this play, but watch the acceleration on this play as well. Cooper gets his block, Decker gets his block. Again, well coached, fundamentals. Listen, they got talent too, but they do a lot of things right.
Give Carter Smith, the left tackle, some love too. He got a big block.
Yeah, he always does.
Spring that thing open.
One of the best blockers in all of college football.
20-yard gain on the play. And a first down at the 47-yard line. Mendoza back to the air, and that one batted in the air and caught. And still going with it is Riley Nowakowski. Nowakowski, 250-pound senior with a big play and a first down. And it's Hemby again. Roman got 3 or 4. Just inside the 32, second down and 8. Here's Hemby, almost busted it. Shoestring tackle, but he still got a first down. Following the interception, good-looking drive by the Hoosiers. Fernando Mendoza looking for more. Goes to the corner, wide open. He's not going to drop that one. Omar Cooper, touchdown Indiana.
Watch Omar put a move on the slant and go. Can't drop this one, Ness said, and I agree, but it was one with the route. Watch him go. Slant and go. As good as you can do it.
Oh, man. Pretty route, easy throw and catch.
And a really smart play by coordinator Mike Shanahan on that one. Remember how they're jumping the routes early in the game? He said, all right, you're going to jump on us. You're going to get the double move.
Extra point coming up from Radicic.
The same guy that got the interception, Glasker, is the guy they baited for the touchdown.
Hasn't finished some of those plays, but he's finishing some here in the first half, as Gary said. That pass is just over the outstretched arms of Kamara and complete to Octavia Smith. 3 wideouts for Malik Washington. DeJuan Williams with him in the backfield from the 37-yard line.
Kill, 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 change the play.
Play clock down to 4, no problem.
Oh, man.
Williams, and he is wrestled down to the line of scrimmage by Hosea Wheeler.
He did it again, just beat that front by Maryland right at the point of attack. Tyreek Tucker, Landino, Wheeler, watch him. Oh, a whiff up front for sure by Isaiah Wright.
Hosea Wheeler came over from Western Kentucky in the portal. Malik Washington, plenty of time to throw, and he had a crossing route wide open, and he missed his guy. Possible blitz coming off the corner. It's coming, and Washington's trying to get away from it and will not. 4th down. Nice pursuit by the Indiana defense. Bryce McPherson to punt, and Jonathan Brady awaits. And fair catch called for by Brady. And Indiana's got it back offensively again.
Really feel Maryland needs a stop here now, or this could get out of hand.
Mendoza, the throw right on the money to E.J. Williams, and that's a first down. Black on the ground, might take us down to the 2-minute timeout. From the 43. Mendoza pressured, throws, got it. Cooper, a diving catch. No, it came out.
Yep.
3rd down and 7. This will be a big stop for Maryland if they can get it. Can they get off the field? Mendoza down the middle. No, they can't. Well, the ball came out at the end. I think it was blown dead already. Final minute and a half of the half. Mendoza pump fakes and now throws. I think he was hit as he threw, and that one out of bounds.
True freshman made the play on the last one.
Mendoza, draw play, Himby. Himby got into the secondary, and he's got a first down run. Delone, the safety, made the stop, but not before he got 10 yards.
Nice job that time by Carter Smith, number 65, pushing his man by.
Now this is right up the Hoosiers' alley right now. 33-yard line, plenty of time.
3 timeouts, absolutely.
They would like to use all the clock and get some more points here before intermission. Got a minute to play, 2nd quarter. Mendoza near side, and he's out of bounds, incomplete. And E.J. Williams. On the ground, Himby. Sidney Stewart made the tackle. And Indiana's going to take their first time out at 49 seconds. Nico Radicic, this will be a 46-yard field goal attempt. That's his long this year so far. And he's got another 46-yarder inside the right upright.
Maryland with all 3 timeouts, but they've been making mistakes a lot here.
And they'll bring it out to the 25. From the 25, will they put it in the air? He's been intercepted twice. Going to try to throw a screen and got it to DeJuan Williams, who got it to the 30-yard line. That's all. The 3rd quarter is going to be Indiana's ball first. Washington
Oh,
completes.
another one.
No, drops.
Very close again. That ball could have easily popped up on that one.
Let's see if they come after the punter. They are. He got it away. And it will harmlessly roll around the 27, 28-yard line, and that should do it for the half. Second half underway. And let this one go. Touchback, bring it out. Starts things off at the 25-yard line. And a quick throw to the outside on a little slip screen to the slot man. And they're off to a good start with a 17-point lead. Here comes an end around. And the Indiana defense stretches that out too. A short gain. Octavian Smith on the carry. The opening possession of the third quarter from the 29-yard line. Everybody bunched in tight except the wide out to the right. And Washington got it on DeJuan Williams. And that's a first down. Got it to the 45-yard line. Now Malik on the run. That's dangerous, but he got it to the same guy on the run. Williams down the sideline. DeJuan Williams. He scores. Touchdown, Maryland. So they come out on a 75-yard drive in 2 minutes. The extra point is good. This kick's returnable for Hemby, and Roman decked a couple people on his way to the 37-yard line.
They have been kicking it to him.
Hemby bounced off a would-be tackler at the line of scrimmage and got about 4 or 5. And now flanks him to the right on second down and 6. He'll get the call again, try to get wide, and did just enough, I think, to get the first down. From the 48-yard line. Mendoza, the RPO to the outside, and Cooper made one guy miss and got about 8 out of it. And Black gets the same results, first down. And he's still going. Needed 2 and got about 7 in that big pileup. Black, nice cutback, and he got it near the 30-yard line. Great balance. Coming in, one of the most balanced teams as Kalon Black cuts it outside, down the sideline and gone. Touchdown, Indiana. And they continue to pound. That wasn't much pounding. Great blocking to the edge, and 31 yards later, Kalon Black in the end zone.
6-play drive, 5 of them runs. Bray Lynch wraps around. Let's see what happens right here. Here's the tackle, the tight end. See what they do. Then they pull around. Everybody does a good job. Nice job inside, by the way. Zen Mahalski, who's in there as a sub, makes a key block. They just put more and more guys in. New middle linebacker, new wide receiver, new guard, and they keep churning out yards.
Radicic in for the point after. Up and good. Now let's see if they can free up their offense a little bit. 2-yard gain on the ground. Last drive for Maryland. 4 plays, 75 yards and a touchdown. In their first 7 drives, though, 5 plays is the most they had. And this is drive number 8 right now. A couple of those drives ended in punts, a couple in interceptions. And there's Malik's numbers on the day. Second down and 8. Throws, zips it to the outside. Close to a first down is Leo Houghton, the tight end.
He's not good.
Nope, it's going to be Washington, and he dropped the ball. Scooped up by Indiana, going the other way. And diving to the end zone. is Devon Boykin. Touchdown, Hoosiers.
I think he stripped him and then took it.
$32 yards for the touchdown.
Washington keeps the ball. Devon Boykin sees that he's got the ball. Number 12, watch him come up and rip the ball out to the right side and then picks it up and just goes.
Number 12 pulls it, takes it on one hop, and takes it to the house from 32 yards away.
He judged that dive just perfectly.
Boykin, who spent 5 seasons at North Carolina State, didn't play last year due to injury, and now he's got 1 interception this year and now a fumble recovery touchdown as Radicic hits the extra point to make it 34-10. This kickoff is returnable. Iverson Howard bringing it out. And it's going to go about where he would have gone anyway, 25-yard line.
Oh,
and another fumble and another recovery by Indiana. This one's Byron Baldwin.
And I think Baldwin picked this pocket again, just exactly like the play before. Let's see who got his hands on it. Was it Sharp, 22? It was Sharp. Sharp with his left hand popped it from behind. Ball, Hawks all over the field. Look at that pop from behind.
Octavian Smith was the guy that made the catch but didn't hold it.
Geez, you call about the safest play you can call. Back-to-back quarterback keeper, fumble, throw it out there. And
this is now when Jenny said we're not done yet. When Kurt Cignetti said we're not done yet, we haven't put the knife in or the kill shot, whatever. And it's coming close if they score on this drive, and Himby goes for 7 or 8. Himby, big shot off the side and into the end zone. Roman Himby, touchdown.
you know he wanted that one. I even think the IU coaching staff wanted him to get that one. That blocking up front has been excellent all day. Again, they pull out, good kick out block that time by Benson, number 67, and then the twist into the end zone. Man.
We still got 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I mean, this IU offensive line, if they can finish this year, they're going to be making a statement for having the Joe Moore Award,
yeah.
right? I mean,
they have been exceptional today. Radicic's kick is up and good. Indiana, their turnover margin's just getting better with 4 takeaways today. Here's a pop fly kick, fair catch taken at the 29-yard line. Under center this time at the 29-yard line. Nolan Ray on the stretch play, trying to get to the edge, and got about 3 before he got whacked out of bounds by Devon Boykin. Washington rolling, throwing back across his body, throws a strike. A couple of his best plays today have been throwing like that, going left. This time middle screen, and he's got something working to Fleming, the other tight end. Dorian Fleming down the sideline. And Fleming's got it. 1st and goal. Washington pressure coming. Floats one. Incomplete, intended again for his tight end.
Is it a late hit? Late flag for sure.
Jeff Cervinsky, our referee.
Tyreek Tucker was
There is
in there,
no foul
Radcliffe's.
for roughing the passer.
When
The
he picked it
quarterback,
up, he picked it up.
the defender was in the motion of wrapping up the quarterback. It's second down.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
wrapped up his lower legs, I guess, is what he was trying to talk about.
Yeah, at least he released him there, I guess. But you throw it and you pick it up, you correct yourself, right?
Second down to goal. Williams. DeJuan Williams got a yard, maybe two. Third and goal at the 7. Malik Washington throws as he's backpedaling, and he only got about a yard out of that as he got it to DeJuan Williams in his 4th down. Washington to the end zone, broken up. That was close. No flag. It's Boykin. Starting just inside the 6-yard line. Kalon Black, man, he has got a spurt to him.
Doesn't he?
Picked up 8. Second down 2. Both tight ends switch from right to left, and a flag. False start.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Black keeps those legs driving, and he picks up 3 or so. And looking to pass one more time here, and it's a first down.
Man.
Omar Cooper.
Again, look at how well coached that team is. Okay, they needed, what, 8 yards on the play? They got 8.5 yards to get it. Just go down there, just go past the line. Know where you are on the field. Turn around, puts it right on the numbers, Mendoza. He doesn't make the spectacular play, but he makes so many just routine throws, right? One right after another.
It's not like he's got 80-yard touchdown passes. He's got a lot of 15s and 20s.
But perfect for this running game.
Absolutely. Which is what they go back to. And this is Kobe Martin. Gets his man where he wants him in the slot on the left. Second down and 8. He looks left, throws that way, and it's complete. And it's Cooper, and he's got a first down before Maryland can run him out of bounds. Back to Martin, and he busts it. Kobe Martin, nice run, first down. Doesn't get a lot of time. Cooper in motion. Mendoza on first down. In a little bit of trouble, going to have a holding call as he fires complete again. And got it to Nowakowski, but I think it's coming back.
I think so too. Nice job by Nowakowski that time. Saw his quarterback rolling out, stopped, went down the sideline, gave him somewhere to throw the ball.
Holding. Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Carter Smith.
Yeah, Carter Smith does so many things so well, and now we got to point out a hold on this play.
Sorry, Carter.
Yeah, just one of the best offensive tackles in college football. I actually think the chip block hurt him on the play, but it was a good call by the official.
It was a bear hug.
Yep.
That's what he had.
Thought he had him at arm's length, and then the chip block knocked him right into him, and he said, well, what do I do?
I guess it was a tortoise hug more than a bear hug, but a holding call, number 65. We'll work our way to the end of the third quarter. And just when Maryland had cut it to 20-10, Indiana erupts. And we open up the fourth quarter with Indiana at the 37-yard line on a first down. Mendoza going to throw a screen out to Himby. Took one hit, broke through that, and then delivered a couple of hits on the way to the sideline and a first down. At midfield. On the ground, big opening off the side. Martin I don't know if he stepped out, but he's still running. Alberto Mendoza, his second season at Indiana. This year, he's got a chance to play quite a bit because his brother and the offense is so good. And this is going to be Kobe Martin for a touchdown. Well, he went 36 yards to get him there, and he just capped it off from 14.
Did they get a late flag on the play? Is this going to come back?
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
And so it will come out.
It's confidence, right?
Kurt Cignetti is sick of tents and people laying around on the ground.
Exactly. We don't need no stinking tent.
And here's Martin again. Kobe Martin dragged down, but a good gain. So second down and 9. They got some of that yardage back from the penalty. They just keep working Martin. And it'll bring up third down and about 3. Just a little bit over their average on the ground coming in. You saw the numbers and what they've done today, and Martin's not going to get there.
See if there's a quarterback keep here.
Mendoza throws to the corner, got his man, and it might be a touchdown. It is. And it's Jonathan Brady for the score.
During the return, holding return team number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot on the foul. Maryland football, first down and 10.
Well, we know the quarterback is done, that starter. Washington throws far side out of the backfield. Oh, that was Jalil Farouk. And he's got a first down. Got it to the 45 and a first down. Washington, that throw right on the money too. Wow, that covered a lot of territory to Octavian Smith. Iverson Howard on the carry for Maryland. On 3rd and 6. Washington's going to run for it here, and he didn't get there. About 2 yards shy. And fourth down, they pick it up. Dewan Williams for the first down. Washington wants to throw a screen. That's a danger zone there, and he didn't get it to his intended receiver, Iverson Howard. Washington, a little bit high, incomplete. Intended for Caleb Webb. Fair catch on the punt, taken just inside the 7-yard line. Alberto Mendoza on the give to Kobe Martin. Kobe Martin, man, he's piling up some stats right now. And here goes Alberto Mendoza, adding to those totals. Mendoza down the sideline. Alberto all the way to the 29. I think he's going to hand it off here. I think he's gassed.
Oh, he was. He was breathing heavy for sure.
He's got him close to scoring position again with a 38-point lead. And now Kobe Martin, that time got bottled up, got behind his blockers a little bit, but Maryland's defense there to make the stop. And he's going to get a carry. And he's going to carry some tacklers with him. Well, Kobe Martin's done a lot of the heavy lifting. So's Alberto Mendoza. And it is Martin. And he's in. Touchdown, Indiana. Radicic, point after is good.
The extra point by
Nico Radicic's leg's going to be sore when this one's over. Another kickoff. Iverson Howard on the return. And Iverson got it out around the 28-yard line. Christian Martin is in at quarterback for the Terps. He'll hand it off to Iverson Howard. Howard, a couple more. Christian Martin in the shotgun, and he's going to keep it. Heading for the first down marker and got there. Final minute and a half. And throw complete, and a wide out screen. And Jamari Powell Watson. That throw on a slant's complete, same guy. Oh, that's a late hit.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be a flag there, doesn't there?
Ruling on the field was that the wide receiver made a catch and was down prior to the ball coming out. First down.
Might have been out.
After the play was over,
yeah.
personal foul, defense number 33. That 15-yard penalty is enforced from the dead ball spot and includes an automatic first down. After further review, the ball was fumbled and the ball was recovered by Indiana. There is no personal foul for a late hit as the player from Indiana was attempting to recover the fumble. First down and 10, Indiana.
And that'll be the final one. And Indiana on the road, they're still perfect. 9-0 overall, 6-0 in Big Ten play. And both the Mendoza brothers with good games